Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about LL of 1 parsing technique. The LL of 1 is one of the top-down parsing technique. Top-down parsing technique. It is also called as predictive parser. The LL of 1 is also called as predictive parser. So let us discuss what is L. This L stands for the associativity. This L stands for associativity. Here L defines left to right associativity. And what this second L stands for? The second L stands for what type of derivation we are going to perform. We are going to perform leftmost derivation. And what this one? This one is called as look ahead, which means we have to perform one operator ahead of the current position. If it is LL of 0, which means there is no need to look for a symbol or any terminal or non-terminal from the current position. But when it is given as 1 or 2, which means that how many symbols we have to look ahead from the current position. This is what the introduction of LL of 1. Let us get into the problem. Let us consider this as a question. So here the production is given as E tends to T dash and E dash tends to plus T dash epsilon, T tends to Ft dash, T dash tends to star Ft dash epsilon, and F tends to E or D. Here the E is given within braces, that is parenthesis. Sorry, it's not a brace, it's parenthesis. Okay, so we have to apply LL of 1 parsing technique, and we have to check whether the given production is LL of 1 parse. If so, we have to parse the string id plus id star id. So the first and foremost procedure we have to perform is we have to consider the set of all rules while performing LL of 1 parsing. That is, it should be a context-free grammar. The given production should be context-free grammar. Yes, here the production is context-free grammar, so there is no more issue. And there should not be any left recursion. So the grammar should be a CFG, and there should not be any left recursion, and also there should not be any ambiguity, and if necessary we can perform left factoring. These are some of the rules we have to keep in mind. So the steps, when we come towards the step, the first and foremost step is we have to find out the first and follow. We have to find out the first and follow for the given production. So we have to find out the first for the given production. Let us find the first for the given production. So in order to find out the first of E, we have to find the first of T. When we come towards the T, we have to find first of F, and the first of F is open parenthesis and I. So which is for T also, and also the same thing will be for E also. Okay. And when we come towards E dash, the first of E dash is plus and epsilon, and the first of T dash is star and epsilon. Okay. So now we have to find out the follow. We have to find out the follow. Okay, let us find out the follow. As E is a starting symbol, the follow of E will contain dollar and followed by the E. The follow of E is close parenthesis. So the follow of E is close parenthesis and dollar. And when we come towards E dash, okay, after E dash there is no more symbol here also and here also. So we have to come towards the starting point, that is the starting production, that is the production which produce the particular production. The non-terminal which produce the particular production. The non-terminal which produce the particular production is E. So follow of E will be the answer for follow of E dash also. Follow of E is already we have found close parenthesis and dollar. And when we come towards T, what is T? Yes, here we have T. The follow of T is follow of, we have to go to E dash. We have to visit E dash. So E dash is at non-terminal. So follow of T, when we come towards the follow of T, we have to write what? The first of E dash. The first of E dash is plus and epsilon. The follow rule says there should not be epsilon in the production. There should not be epsilon in the production. So we have to remove this epsilon. Okay. So when we remove the epsilon, when we want to remove the epsilon, what we have to do? That is, the epsilon has to be removed. So we have to again come towards the root production. Okay, the root terminal, that is the root non-terminal. So the follow of E dash will be concatenated. What is follow of E dash? We have already found, that is close parenthesis and dollar. So next we have to find out the follow of T dash. Follow of T dash. So there is no more symbol after T dash. So we have to again come towards the root production. The root production is T. The first of T will be the follow of T dash. The first of T we have already found, that is open parenthesis and ID. Open parenthesis and ID. Okay. So the T dash, the follow of T dash is follow of T dash is follow of T, not the first of T. Follow of T dash is follow of T. The follow of T we have already found. What we have found in the previous step, that is plus, close and dollar. Now finally come towards follow of F. The follow of F is T dash. So T dash, the follow of F is T dash. So we have to write first of T dash. What is first of T dash? Star and the epsilon. So as there is epsilon, we have to remove the epsilon. So when we remove the epsilon, we have to come towards the root production. The root is T. So the T, what? The follow of T has to be concatenated. So star plus and close and dollar. This is what? The follow of F. Now let us construct the positive. So we have first and follow for the production. So when we fill the past table, Okay, we have to write the non-terminals in column side and the terminals in as a row. And in addition to that, we have to write dollar. So the first E tends to T dash, we have to write T dash, where we have to write the production T dash. So the first of E is open parenthesis and ID. In open parenthesis and ID, we have to write E tends to T dash. So like this we have to write. So in ID and open parenthesis, we have to write E tends to T dash. What is the next production? Next production is E dash into plus T dash and epsilon. So we have to write this production in first of E dash. The first this E dash production has two split up. One is plus T dash and epsilon. Okay. So let us consider the first thing, that is E dash tends to plus T dash. E dash tends to plus T dash. The E dash tends to plus T dash. We have to write it in where we have to write. We have to write in the space plus. The space plus, because the first of plus T dash will give the answer as plus. So E dash comma plus, from E dash in E dash comma plus we have to write E dash tends to plus T dash. Okay, like this we have to. So what is the next production? The next production is, what is the next production? The next production is E dash tends to epsilon. So when we have epsilon, where we have to write it? Where we have to write the epsilon. So because we can't write in the space E dash tends to epsilon, because there is no more terminal epsilon here. Okay, but we have to write E tends to epsilon. So in order to write such cases, we are going to see the follow. What is follow? The follow of E dash is close parenthesis and dollar. So in close parenthesis and dollar, what we have to do? We have to write this. We have to write. I will simply paste it. Right. That is E dash tends to. E dash tends to epsilon. We have to write. E dash tends to epsilon. E dash tends to epsilon. We have to write. E dash tends to epsilon. Like this we have to write. Okay, now we have to come towards T, that is T tends to FT dash. Where we have to write T tends to FT dash has to be written in close parenthesis, open parenthesis and ID. And similarly T dash tends to star FT dash. T dash tends to star FT dash. So this production, the T dash tends to star FT dash has to be written in star, and T dash tends to epsilon. T dash tends to epsilon has to be written in plus and close parenthesis and in dollar. And final production we have F tends to E. The F tends to E has to be written in the open parenthesis, and F tends to ID has to be written in IDs. So the final parse table will be like this. So the final parse table will be like this. So we have to say whether the given production is LL1 parse. So in order to say the given production is LL1 parsed or not, If each and every cell contains a single production, then we can say it is LL1 parse. Please remember, if each and every cell contains a single production, then we can say it is LL1 parse. If a particular cell contains more than one production, then we can say the given production or the given CFG is not LL1 parse. It cannot be LL1 parse. Here in this example, each and every cell contains a single production. So this is LL1 parse. Now let us parse the string, parse the given string. The given string is given as ID plus ID star ID is the string we have to parse. Let us discuss how to parse. So the first and foremost step, okay, the stack is empty. The stack is empty. So we have to push the starting symbol onto the stack. The starting symbol is E. Okay. Now we have to check E and ID. We have to check for E and ID. So we have to check E and ID in the parse table. So this is what parse table we have constructed. E and ID. The E ID says E tends to PEX. E tends to PEX. This is what the action. This is what the action. So in the second step, we have to replace this T and we have to push TE dash onto the stack. We have to push TE dash onto the stack. Now the stack is like this. Now we have to check for TID. TID. What is TID? The TID is T tends to FT dash. So we have to apply T tends to FT dash. Now it becomes the T is replaced with FT dash. So now it will be like this. Now we have to check for F tends to ID. F tends to ID is FID. So now the F has to be replaced with ID. Now in stack it's ID and in input also we have ID. So there is a match. There is a match. We have to match ID. After matching the ID has to be removed from the stack and also from the input. Now it's like this. That is T dash, E dash, dollar and plus ID, star ID, dollar. Now we have to check for T dash plus. T dash comma plus is what? T dash epsilon. T dash epsilon. So T dash epsilon. So this epsilon will be placed in T dash. So the entire symbol will be removed. Now E dash dollar will be there like this. E dash dollar plus ID star. Now we have to check for E dash plus. We have to check for E dash plus. E dash comma plus. E dash comma plus is plus E dash. Okay, E dash comma plus is plus E dash. Now we have to place plus E dash in the place of E dash like this. Now there is a match for this. So we have to repeat the step till we get the final state. The output, the final output will be like this. Okay. So we have to repeat the steps for match plus, and also after that the T dash will be there and ID star ID. So we have to perform the same steps which we have discussed. So finally when we reach the dollar and dollar, we can say the parsing has been completed successfully. Like this. So this is what the way to check whether the given production is LL1 parsed, and if it is LL1 parsed, then we can parse the string using the LL1 parsed tape.